What is up, my friends? Faticate here, coming to you from the closed beta test of Maplestory Classic World. I'm one of the lucky few that got in. Probably has something to do with my 20-something-year-old account. I've actually been playing Maplestory for so long, I have my now wife's first name as an in-game character name on my main GMS account. So yeah, I've been at this for too long. Anyway, this video is going to cover some basics that I'm trying to give advice for new players to Classic, people who are coming from Global Maplestory or who haven't played back in the day. Basically stop you from making mistakes that a lot of people made back in 2007 to 9ish. The value of this advice is subject to change, mostly because the game is slightly different. I will be making class guides as I go forward, but just know that some things like the accuracy system, they're still tweaking that. It's not one to one what it was back in the day. Warriors and mages no longer spend their first 5 levels maxing this thing. So we have that going for us. So the spirit is the same. The basic advice should be fine, but do note there are some differences. So over the course of this video, I will cover class selection and recommendations, general overview of the leveling experience, and explain a few concepts that you really need to understand if you want to get the most out of this game. So let's start with class selection. This is very important for new players. The best advice you can get in classic Maplestory is make your first character a priest. Hands down, without a doubt, the best decision you can make. Start as a priest. Priests spend no money on potions while they grind, starting at level 35-ish and continuing all the way to 4th job. They instantly get party invites to every party starting at level 25. They absolutely never die. They have the highest survivability in the game. And they're easy as all heck to level in every single job, all the way through 4th job, all the way level 200. For every level 200 of every other class, there were at least 3 level 200 bishops. That's not a overstatement either. Like, the number of level 200s who are bishops is absolutely absurd. So, if you don't want to be a bishop, if you don't want to be a support class, I would recommend Spearmen as my second advice. Spearmen also instantly get party invites starting around level 45. They are one of the best bossers in the game. You can't really go wrong with them. Just be prepared to suffer a bit in 1st job. Do not play an assassin. Yes, they are the best class in the game. Yes, they do more single target DPS than any other class in every single job, though they do get competed with in 4th job by bowmasters. But you will have to take a second mortgage out to play the class. I'm only slightly kidding. When 4th job came out on my server, Triple Throw 30 was all the way through Big Bang, selling for 3 times the miso cap, plus a down payment. You had to put a down payment to reserve it before it even dropped. And then you would give someone 2.1 billion misos twice, just out of pocket. Then you would trade them again and give them 2.1 billion misos, and they would give you the Triple Throw 30. That's how expensive it was to be that class. So, having a bishop first will help you pay for your Night Lord. I was there. I was a Night Lord back in the day. I was also a 137 White Knight fighting Zakum back before 4th job even came out. So, have fun with that. So, moving on to some general mechanic explanation. I will touch on Archer and Thieves here too. Accuracy is an issue for warriors and magicians, less so for thieves and archers. Magicians, your accuracy comes from intellect, it comes from dex for other classes, and luck for thieves. Be prepared to miss things more than 10 levels above you. It's just the way of the life. Buy sniper potions for your job advancement, that kind of stuff. It gets better in second job. If you're playing a magician, come to this shop I just entered and buy a stolen fence to triple your weapon defense. It will save you many, 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 many potions. While leveling through first job, buy lemons, not blue potions. Way more miso efficient, and you don't need blue potions anyway. Now, the biggest mechanic people playing this game do not understand. It is the reason why cloth thieves and magicians have the best first job and why first job sucks so much on other classes. If you read this, you see it says mastery level 6. When you start the game, if you're using a melee weapon, you have 15% base mastery, and if you're using a ranged weapon, you have 10% base mastery. It might be vice versa, but it doesn't really matter. What this means is that the minimum amount of damage you can do is 10 or 15% of the maximum damage you can do. So, as a warrior or a thief, be prepared for your warrior or an archer. Be prepared for your damage to be wild. Your lowest damage and your max damage be wildly different. As a mage or a cloth thief, that will not be the case. You see, I do not hit 20 on some of these lines. It's fairly balanced. It doesn't increase your max damage, it just makes your damage more stable and consistent. So warriors and archers get in, well, everybody gets some ability other than mages in second job that increases your mastery. Magicians are unique in that the actual level of the attack handles the mastery. But you will level this almost always first in second job unless you're a cloth thief, because Lucky 7 has 50% mastery baseline. It's an advantage in first job, but actually not an advantage in everything else, because everyone else generally ends up with 60 to 65% mastery. This mastery skill also increases your accuracy, which helps warriors a lot. So this is why around level 40, the classes sort of start balancing out. Warriors start leveling way faster than cloth thieves, and magicians depends on the class. Fire poison has the worst second job. I would argue that cleric and fighters have the best second job, but it is kind of subjective. Warriors become the kings of leveling around level 40, and they kind of hold on to that title forever. Until 4th job, anyway, where magicians just own the game. So, the point I'm trying to make with this is that do not judge a class by its first job. It balances out. A final bit I'm going to talk about is the leveling experience. Leveling in classic Maplestory is slow. Level 50 was a sort of badge of honor back in the day. Not many people ever made it that far. I'm not exaggerating this. Level 40-ish was where a lot of people just quit, especially before Spiegelman's Party Quest came out. Level 70 was another badge of honor, especially before Ludi Maze PQ came out. And getting to level 80 was an act that kind of took over your life. Going from 115 to level 120 as a hermit on 12 times experience doing a special event where this was possible, killing level 150 something mobs that kill me in one single hit, I was getting less than 0.00, less than 0.03% per kill. That was horrid. And if any of them hit me with their ranged magic attack, I would die instantly, and I would be sent back hours of progress. This is how hermits got to 120 back then. It's not much better for other classes. It's slow. Be prepared for that. The leveling experience is generally mob grinding until level 21, until they add Hennis's party quest. Do Kerning party quests to level 31, grind until 35, do Ludi party quests until level 51, and then suck it up and grind until level 71. I seriously doubt we're getting Ludi Maze PQ early. I do not have fond memories of that place. But generally, party quests as much as possible, grind the rest. Grinding is slow. A special final note I want to point out, and another reason not to have your first character be a thief or archer. Archers and thieves die in 2 hits. This starts around level 60, and it just gets worse as time goes on. The ideal leveling zones for these classes, which are generally the same as other classes, you will have 1400 health around level 80. Enemies will hit you for 900 damage. You need to use a powerful health potion every single time you get hit, like clockwork, or you die and you lose hours of effort. So be ready for that. By the time you hit level 120, you'll be taking 90-something% of your health every time you get hit. You need to use an expensive health potion every single time. Be ready for that. Whether or not we have ginger ales early on is going to be an issue, but archers and thieves don't have the benefit of using ginger ales because mobs do more than 75% of their health. I cannot stress this enough. It doesn't sound as bad as it was, but it was very bad. Just be a bishop for your first character, or be a spearman. Anyway, I'll post more videos as time goes on. Look forward to hearing back from you guys.